out we didn't think he played the Sylas, and he pulled that one out. So it's going to be the pivot, Sylas in the jungle, expecting Cassiopia in the mid lane. So a little bit of a surprise, but what do you make of the comp now?
Well, that's what we're seeing now, because both Hylissang and Rekkles did take a fair bit of damage in return.
All right, the taunt does catch on Kobbe, but look at the root. There's the flash body stab, first blood to Kobbe and Splyce. Some CS advantage in the top and bot lane, and Xerxes is setting himself up for a potential dive.
This is not the easiest dive to pull off. Shen's W gives you a lot of damage reduction.
Well, the Dredge Line will catch onto Rekkles. There's the taunt. That means it can't be used on a tower. But with the help of Ignite, Fnatic get the first kill of the game. There's a reply back as Rekkles goes down. And all of a sudden,
Feathers initially came in, but Whippo takes a lot of damage here in the mid lane.
Oh, he's decided to go in. Here comes Broxah, level 6 for Humanoid though. He's getting traded, jumps all the way forward into Whippo. Nemesis rocks up to help out. And Fnatic have made it very clear. They want to be tower diving, they want to be fighting. LSang level 5 working towards that stand united, and Rekkles, he gets a little caught out. Rekkles is down in a 2v1 situation and killed. Nemesis has completed the teleport, petrifying gaze, locks down Norscarin, and he will get a counter kill. Rekkles, I don't think he should have been caught out there.
No, I mean, yes, there's a TP call coming through from Nemesis, possibly, but really, he had no flash. That just came back up after he went down. Not the respect given over towards Splyce to be able to make that cross-map play, because it was Fnatic playing very fast.
Oh, fantastically done. The taunt into the stolen Gragas Barrel. Now, Hylissang will trade his life 1 for 1, but Fnatic got an interrupt. Broxah has got flash available. He might just need it. He's going to dash forward, dash away, caught by the Dredge Line. 300 HP, smite it down. In goes Xerxes, and that's a kill back.
Some pretty nasty things, especially when you consider both these compositions. They're both very mid-rangey style comps. Right? Is on the way here too, so Vizicsacsi in a whole lot of trouble here without the Gnar bar built up. Does have the flash though.
All right, depth charge. That's going to knock Chachi up. Don't think the Gnar bar is going to count.
In theory for Fnatic, they can trade up here unless they lose more members.
They will indeed. Hylissang's got flash available to him. He's got caught out. He's locked up. And he will go down. Kobbe picks up his 4th kill of the game. That's after securing the first tower as well. And the top tower not fallen yet.
Why is Hylissang even down there? His AD carry
down.
Same time, Splyce trying to find this collapse here on towards Rekkles. He has his ultimate, but he does not have a lot of HP. Gonna pop that one to go up, but he gets caught right out by Norscarin. That should be a kill if they can find it.
Oh, not done just yet. Norscarin finally goes down. It's a trade, though, in favor of Fnatic as they get the second. Whippo picks it up. Petrifying Gaze was available for Nemesis, and Chachi for the time being just trying to boost the Gnar bar, but look at the minimap. Here comes Broxah. Whippo stood on top of his own control ward, and he's going to start this fight, but there's not a lot of support. There's so much damage onto Kobbe, and Kobbe escapes with his life. Whippo will get taken out by the barrel, and now all of a sudden Hylissang is rooted in place. He will go down as well. Fnatic.
Rough situation there for Fnatic going too deep, especially because they were just hitting some of their spikes as well. Hylissang coming up into the top lane. Humanoid with not a lot of room here to escape.
Caught out on that miasma. Now I think his flash was just used. Twin Fang will turn him down. Now Kobbe completes a teleport, trying to turn around. Petrifying Gaze does not find a kill, but the 2-man stack does.
And into that next 4 or 5 minutes with no flashes on either of the marksmen for Splyce's side. Strong. Not in the sense that Nemesis is going to be pushing down to big towers, but well, there you go.
Yeah, Norscarin's going to be dead. He just caught out this time round. Fnatic, they've started off the Baron. Remember, Norscarin's not with the team. Now Humanoid's going to try to throw the poke up. There's a massive barrel from Xerxes. This will dissuade any further follow-up, and Fnatic's gambit doesn't pay off.
I wonder how much Splyce want to go for right here, because mid lane tower is the obvious, is the free play. That's a one-shot.
Goodbye, Rekkles. Xerxes, 5, 1, and 4 blows up Rekkles.
Xerxes so fed right now. Double magic hard down.
All right, Whippo's coming in from the river. So is Nemesis. Vizicsacsi's going to get caught out. Knocked in place. Not going to be locked out by the Umbral Chains. And this is just a little bit crazy. Humanoid gets caught by Hilly's taunt. Now the turnaround into Nemesis. This is a split fight. There's Kaiser jumping in the back line. Humanoid will go down, but he takes Rekkles with him. Nemesis running for his life. He needs time to get the Twin Fangs out. He keeps firing and spitting and destroying Splyce. Now Xerxes caught behind enemy lines, and he's being run down.
Yeah, Fnatic just going to turn on towards the Baron right now. But failed to hop over the wall, but all they have to do is keep Xerxes away from the pit. They still have the smite up on Broxah, and there's no vision for Xerxes. He's going to have to try and wait, and he's going to have to try and burst it down.
There's a couple of seconds for the explosive cask is available. Nemesis is helping out the rest of Fnatic with a lot of damage onto the pit. There was a spot there on Xerxes. Fnatic are aware. Hex flash over the wall from Hilly. He's not going to be able to taunt Xerxes. Teleport coming in a little bit early. Baron will go to Fnatic, and they will be in control.
In the bottom lane, it becomes very hard to go blow for blow in these fights. And on top of that, Nemesis shift their pressure around this Cassiopia lane, who's pushing down bottom side. Splyce are doing the same thing, but they have less members in the top lane, and they don't have the Baron buff with them. So while they might be able to trade, they have to do it quickly.
So much damage from Whippo. The depth charge has been thrown down. Top tower secured for Splyce. Inhibitor tower is now being focused down, and the Gragas barrel has been stolen by Broxah. This should be an inhibitor before anybody can contest. Killer Instinct is available for Cobby. The question is, can Fnatic get back in time to defend their base?
Well, Nemesis does have TP as the option, but Fnatic might just want to take 2 inhibitors. That's going to be a worth trade for them if they're able to knock it down.
All right, they're going to be trying. Nemesis takes a lot of damage. Gragas barrel swapped and traded. Xerxes needs to body slam to safety. Nemesis throws up Petrifying Gate.
Cobby!
Counts Cobby! He goes for the hero play. Manages to take down one with the help of Humanoid, but is traded instantly back. Whippo gets another. The 80 carries the Splyce are down. The inhibitor has been focused. Vizichachi has not joined the fight. The inhibitor stands for Fnatic, and this is a gigantic win for Fnatic.
Fnatic might just be able to push in for the end. Now the TP will come through from Vizichachi, but it looks like it might be too little too late right here. Splyce committed into the 4v5 fight. They lost, now it's Fnatic on the Nexus.
All right, Whippo stepping into Vizichachi, who's going to hop away to safety. Nexus turret will fall. Body slam flash comes in from Xerxes. Turn around. Hourglass by some time. The tower's still standing. Whippo's going low. Not yet dead. Xerxes taken down by Reckless. Vizichachi, the last to fall. Splyce are aced, but they defend their base.
Yeah, Splyce gonna be able to hold on for a little while longer. Norscairn trying to chase down, find some kills, but nice feathers coming through from Reckless to delay the inevitable chase. Should be able to escape out of that, but there is a teleport coming through from Humanoid. Around the side, they are gonna see Whippo on this red buff, and he is in a lot of trouble.
He is indeed gonna dash over the wall, and this should be an easy kill here. Humanoid secures it. Picks up the red.
Can you catch Nemesis? That is going to be the biggest question. He has the Zonias, he has the flash. They're going to try and find it with Xerxes from the back.
That's a 5-man stack!
No!
That's a dead Broxah. Now the turnaround is Xerxes, not going to be enough. But look at that! Nemesis is melting Splyce. He's already got 2. Flash is available to him if he wants to chase. And he does! Twin Fang of the Twin Fang! Goes golden, and the Stand United will be delivering. Reckless is looking for Cobby. Continues to chase down, throwing out auto after auto. Takes a big chunk of damage as the feathers are thrown out. Claw back! He turns his attention to Xerxes, the last man standing for Splyce. The Nexus is the focus, and Fnatic will take game 1 in this series.
Definitely adds up over the course of the fight, and it's just going to be throwback city here. We said we were going scaling for Splyce, we're going even harder.
Oh man, this is going to be very, very interesting in the next little while. Broxah and Whippo going to be double teaming Vizichachi now. Got a very big minion wave with that cannon as well. Going to get feared up. Whippo will eat the oranges and step back. One more auto will do it, but Broxah just flashes. Stick around all that much longer. And I'll try to counteract some of the tools in the Fnatic kit. So early Drake again, I think Xerxes
to knock him back. Both junglers have the exact same idea right now. This is absolutely insane. Broxah's going to go in, and they instantly delete Humanoid.
Heal from the Yuumi as well as the passive from Garen will help out. Now here's the bait. Brox has made his way up. Tag Chachi with the Duskbringer, flashes forward, barrels are thrown down, and with the fear, that's the hat-trick for Brox. Ultimate and flash in the mid lane.
So now Splyce just going to walk inside of Fnatic's jungle, steals the Paranoia, actually going forward. There is Xerxes, but can he find him over the wall?
Oh, not just yet! The Emperor's Divide, not going to get needed. Xerxes actually flashed over. Now here comes Nemesis. Miasma goes out. Humanoid sends the Sand Soldiers forward. All right, no teleports on Fnatic. No Paranoia for Broxah. Whippo's got the Cannon Barrage. And he's going to throw it down. Turns onto Chachi. Not going to be able to. Manages actually to trade it 1-for-1. I thought Chachi was going to stay alive. And eventually Xerxes trades.
Starting up that Baron and turning right around on towards Splyce is going to be very important.
All right, Paranoia comes down. Remember that flash cooldown we talked about? It's just used again. Norscairn manages to escape for now, and Reckless with the ultimate picks up a kill. Prowling projectile tags onto Norscairn. There's an ultimate stolen from Xerxes on Garen for now. Judgment is being thrown onto Xerxes. He's got 1,000 HP left. Whippo stepping forward.
Fnatic, and now they can continue to pressure around this bottom side of the map. There's only one cooldown that Fnatic really rely on to force fights against Cobby and Norscairn.
Dragon, they lost, I think, 2 plates up top. Let's see just how many. But now Norscairn will find himself running into Whippo. Blast Cone will buy some time, but Whippo stuck around after the Dragon. Prowling projectile misses its target. And one more auto should do it. Norskeren.
For it. So Splyce decide, let's trade on the top side of the map. They feel like they need to put some pressure on the opposite side after losing Norskeren, so they teleport Kabe on in. Humanoid also pushing in the mid lane. So I actually think this is quite a good trade for Splyce. Yes, they lose that bottom lane turret. That was already going to happen.
Damage onto Bwipo. Winning for the time being. Paranoia was now thrown into the top lane. That's an engage, and that's already a dead Norskeren. Kabe also gets tagged by the last little bit of stun there from Hylissang. Now the turnaround. Xerxes steals away the Paranoia. All of a sudden, Demacian Judgment comes down. Do they fancy a tower dive? Xerxes got a lot of damage to put out, and Reckless, after being shut down in the laning phase, is now 3-0, and Bwipo
in that middle lane. This is actually a classic problem from Splyce, I feel. They try to play League of Legends by the book. They see Humanoid pushed all the way up that mid lane. Surely they can run down instead. Now Nemesis going deep down in that bottom lane. Turns around onto Chachi.
Damage! He's going to look for Xerxes as well. Throws out the shield. Twin Fang, 1 or 2 more needed. Not enough this time. Is once again activated. It's already a threat. But I want to see how well Humanoid and
items. That means double the amount of typical wards. It's top lane.
Yeah, that's going to be a dead Bwipo. He's going to get run down by Kabe. Chachi's the one that picks up the kill. Now, trading a kill for the Mountain Drake and the second Mountain for Fnatic, I think they'll be happy with that.
Yeah, so this is a play Bwipo knew was going to happen, right? This is very much, he is willing to trade, you know, a death for that team right now is going to be the second seed. Fnatic, they want to say that and they want to start the Baron.
Remember, double Mountain plus Cassio. By the time they get Vision, I think Baron is down.
The same could not be said. The play was delayed for a little while by Splyce, but now Fnatic get everything. Mid falls, top lane falls, Fnatic can then back up. Oh, Hylissang a little
started with Cassiopia. Very highly ranked. Whoa! As Nemesis flashes forward, gets the petrifying gaze, and Splyce are absolutely obliterated.
That's just a massacre in the mid lane. I guess they got Nemesis, guys, but that is not going to be enough. The Baron buff has run out for Fnatic. They can just charge down the mid lane for the inhib.
Nemesis this year is probably the most impressive improvement that I've ever seen out of a player in a single year. Considering how he and Fnatic started to how he is currently playing. Nemesis is a guy that solo killed Caps last weekend, has developed and increased champion pool effectiveness with the squad, and is now a legitimate mid laner to be feared. It's very, very good play. This is what you expect from a team that pushed G2 to 5 games. But there is a Baron being set up, and Splyce are TPing in.
Yeah, it starts with stopping this Baron right here. Humanoid is huge right now. Level 17 on the pick, enough to force Fnatic off of this Baron. But mid lane, there's super minions running down that lane. There's 2 teleports on the side of Fnatic. 3 if you count Yuumi. They're just going to go for the end.
Yeah, they're going to look for the finish. Teleport is going forward. Remember, double Mountain Drake is going to be so powerful. Paranoia is buying some time. There was a recall as Kabe's looking to stop it down. All of a sudden, Humanoid is out. Xerxes in the pit, and Xerxes down. Baron is secured by the cat of Hylissang. Nemesis will go golden for now. Needs a little more poison. Kabe's taken out. Nemesis stays alive, but finally shut down by Vizichachi. Reckless is spinning to win, and Hylissang is on the Nexus. You and Me jumps inside of Reckless. Judgment is being thrown as well as Demacian Justice. Vizichachi 3-5-1. This Aatrox was simply not enough. The rest of Fnatic rock up, and they will take the series 2-0 for now, and are 1 win away from guaranteeing the group stage.
Oh, Yasuo is locked in.
Actually,
Make up both comps.
Yasuo is pretty good against TF. Maybe that's why they left TF open.
We're going to see a lot of
Let's see how it goes.
Humanoid gets a knock-up. He's been pretty good with those wind walls. I've seen him block at least 2 gold cards while Hylissang finds a Zenith Blade. A lot of damage onto Norskeren. The body block from Xerxes. Not going to be enough just yet as Norskeren
Make
picks
this
up.
happen. As soon as you get flash off of Nemesis, it becomes a whole lot easier to make plays. As down bottom lane, that's a really bad trade for Hylissang.
It really is. Brux is making his way in. He's buying some time. Defensive flash from Hilly. Down to 150 HP. Survives just long enough. But Kabe gets the second. It is traded as Reckless takes him down.
Just in terms of CS, that full wave gets pushed into spot lane.
Oh my word! Absolutely everything in the kitchen sink thrown at Kabe and Norskeren. The fade away auto. Hilly and Broxer, they are at risk of being caught out. Hylissang's got his ultimate available, and if you look at the minimap, Reckless has now made his way up. No Destiny for Nemesis, but he's got the TP. Cannon Barrage is thrown down, and take a look at Hilly. He's going to go down. Humanoid picks it up. Defensive flash.
Okay, now's the time where I can be ganked, push the wave, then back away, and Splyce have just completely dropped the ball here. Down, but I'm just waiting for Hylissang to jump in there. Only 3, here we go!
Oh, it's Colby jumping in instead, and Webbo just gets blown up.
It's very likely a fight can go on in the river.
Fight, fight, fight! Teleport coming in. Humanoid throws out the wind wall. Nemesis is waiting for the next engage. Solar Flare's available for Hilly. He's looking for a target. Humanoid flashes defensively. Where does the ulti go? Destiny into Gold Card. Wild Cards into Solar Flare. Now they've bent for the stand united, but Hilly's under the tower. He's going to be the first to fall. The tower tags him up. Not just yet. Finally, it's a trade. 1 for 1. Mid for support, though. And now all of a sudden, Kobe's made his way in.
Yeah, Kabe's late to get into this fight. This Chachi also just threw down the cannon barrage, so no teleport. He's trading for plates down the bottom side. Well, Bwipo goes deep.
Oh, he charged up the Tides of Blood. Wasn't able to find the target, though. Sangler pulled by some time. Cersei throws out the ultimate as a teleport is now sent down to the bottom lane. Chachi pops the barrel, but it won't find a target. Bwipo, Brox, and Reckless will take the second tower of the game.
Fnatic with more teleports, more globals.
Tempest looking to find those skirmishes.
Chachi has to be really careful. Right now he's underneath the tower, but the rest of Fnatic is coming down. He doesn't have the damage to finish off Nemesis. Here comes the rest of the team. Reckless around the side. Hylissang too. Chachi is going to go down.
Yeah, he will. He secures the tower. He gets the Destiny out of Nemesis. And he's going to be buying some time while that's going on. Bwipo is at threat of being dived in the top lane, as you can see in the minimap. And will be a kill secure here for Fnatic, and it should be donated. Oh, it's actually Hilly that picks it up with the help of the tower. And while that was going on, Splyce abandoned the tower day of top.
This is what I don't really like from Splyce, though. They were looking for a dive onto a Vladimir. That's just not going to happen. Instead, they should have just... The map has reset, and it's not Fnatic with so many members down bottom side. When it's neutral...
Now, give him more movement speed, and he's going to try to sidestep. Now, he got out of the Glacial Prison, but he did not get out of the last breath. He sidestepped the taunt, and that is movement speed, proof in the making, and Daisy sends Norscaron packing.
Norscaron didn't want to go that deep, but once he did, there was no way to come out. And Fnatic take the kill and the tower top lane.
It is so rare when you start talking about...
You know, maybe could have helped to use that, but now we gotta fight top lane.
We do indeed. 3 members of Fnatic with the help of Daisy against Cersei and Humanoid. Humanoid flashes defensively, 150 HP left. He's alive for now. Chachi rocks up, throws down the power kick, and here comes Bwipo from the side. Chemo Plague is thrown out. Cersei will be taken down. Once that pops, Chachi escapes with his life. There was not enough damage.
Look at the follow.
Chachi until Nemesis arrives. He gets a double.
And that is the same time the Baron spawns onto the Rift. 3 games in a row, Fnatic have just completely blitzed through right around this time in the game. Gabi trying to come through from the steel, but his fire cannon to be able to continually catch off these members of Splyce, and then you realize, hey, there's a kill up there for me too.
Now I think during game 2, we were talking a little bit about what we wanted to see from Splyce. I'll get to that in a moment as the base is being seen. Cersei with Glacial Prison available will get spotted out. Nemesis has the gold card primed, waiting for a juicy target. In comes Chachi. Remember, he's already used that cannon barrage. So the barrel's thrown out. That's the engage from Hilly. That's a 2-man solar flare. The re-engage from Cersei. The prison is down, but it's Splyce that are routed and running for their lives. Momentary pause as Reckless picks up the first of the fight. Nemesis taking a look for Norscaron as he escapes. There goes Daisy with the help of Brox and Nemesis. They take down Norscaron. Now the base is the focus, and do they want to look for the finish already?
They absolutely do. All they've got to do is wait for the minions. The death timers are long here. 25 seconds on Humanoid, 20 on Norscaron. And now with the wave, this will be the last stand for Splyce. And I think Fnatic are looking to end it right here.
They absolutely are. Hylissang goes in with the Zenith Blade. And we'll be able to pick up a kill onto Cersei before losing his life to the towers. Re-engage from Kobe. Bwipo goes golden for a little bit of time. Now he's taken out. The rest of Fnatic start.
Remember how dire everything looked at the start of the spring split too?
We thought they weren't going to make playoffs.
Yeah, we thought this team was absolutely doomed. It wasn't necessarily Nemesis' fault, but like those shoes are so big that you have to fill right here. But Fnatic, after starting off 0-4 in the spring split, went on to make an impressive comeback and ultimately make a strong run in towards playoffs. And then in summer, they were almost uncontested for second the entire split. We thought maybe Splyce can topple them, but time after time, they've proved that they are the second best team in Europe.
Absolutely the case, and Splyce, third best team, looking like the 3rd seed at Worlds. They will get engaged on, take out Hylissang for now, haven't yet lost a member. Finally, Norscaron goes down. The attention turns to Humanoid, who is popped like a balloon before Xerxes goes down as well. Nemesis flashes for the gold card, and Vizachachi continues to run for his life. He is taken out. Kobe, the franchise player of Splyce, is the last man standing, and Fnatic book their ticket to the group stage at Worlds, while Splyce are joining the play-ins. And Broxah, as well as Fnatic Ajana, as we round out the LEC Summer Split. Bwipo, just before we got the interview, you were talking a little bit about what it's like playing on stage and how it's different from Athens. Can you share with the world?
In general, I feel like the intensity just isn't there playing against a team like Splyce. Especially after G2, it was like a very intense best of 5. I feel like every single game I was trying, every minute, trying those C plays, trying to avoid plays, just trying to survive as well as thrive. Whereas in this game, especially the last game, the 4 minutes after Rift Herald spawned, so from 10 to 14 minutes, we were constantly calling, oh, they might be on Herald, they might be on Herald, they might be doing something. And, well, every time they showed up on Vision doing absolutely nothing. So we were just, I was just sitting here being like, oh.
It's not, it doesn't have that same focus as you mentioned.
Yeah.
But look, Broxah, game 1, you guys were a little sloppy, a little loose at times. It felt like the focus wasn't there. So talk to me how the series played out from game 1 to game 3 and what the focus was for Fnatic.
I think we were a bit slowy in the beginning. Like, I think it's fair to say that. But throughout the series, it also felt like we started getting the momentum. Like, game 1 was really poor. Game 2 slowly started getting better. We had a bit of trouble dealing with the C at times, but, you know, it got better. And then game 3 was pretty clean. So I think we, like in general, as we said, after playing in Athens, after playing the final, it was pretty hard to set ourselves up for even coming here to play this game. But, you know, I'm just happy and proud that we actually made it work. We played really well today overall, and, you know, we're coming in to Worlds with a second seed now at least.
Just a few more questions before we head to post-game lobby. Earlier today, I spoke to Broxah about expectations and looking at Worlds. What are your expectations for this World Championship?
I think my biggest expectation is that we do better than last year. I think ultimately...
So just win one game in finals?
Well, that would be a good start. Winning one game in the best of 5 is the start to winning the best of 5. But yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, ultimately making the finals again would be a great experience because it's magical, right? Like you start your career, at least me for me, when I was in season 3, watching players like Faker compete for the championship, and ultimately that's where the goal started. And as my career went on, my aim shifted from, oh, instead of winning Worlds, like for example, last week, if you asked me what is your goal, it's to win LEC. Right, I want to win in Athens, but ultimately, at the very start of trying to become a pro player, your goal is to win Worlds, and seeing that chance in front of me again is what I want to make true for everyone on my team.
It's inspirational to hear you speak, Broxah. Just one last question before I have a couple of quick-fire ones. What would it be like to be in a World Championship final in Paris with the Fnatic European fans behind you?
It would feel really amazing playing another World Final, and especially now here in Europe, in Paris. Like, it showed in Athens, like whenever we play somewhere here in Europe, we always have the most fans on our side. You know, in Athens and Rotterdam, no matter where we play, we're always playing on home soil with a sixth man, and yeah, I really hope we get a chance to play in Paris.
All right, I have Fnatic Jana next to me. Fnatic already have some skins in the game. If you were to win, which champion would you pick and why?
Lee Sin. And honestly, I don't even feel like I have a choice. It's like almost wrong.
Actually, I've seen it. The video you did with Vedius, we could just put you in the game. This would work.
Yeah,
Bwipo, what would your champion be?
Is that really a question?
You have to say it. I mean, I know it's going to be Aatrox, but tell me why.
It's going to be Aatrox because my biggest regret from last World is not playing him on stage.
And there we go. Thank you very much. Over to you in PGL.
I'll just fucking fight. I guess,
Okay, well, we're on air. No, that's okay. Don't worry. Welcome, everyone, to the post-game lobby, where, as you may have heard already, I'm joined by Mickey, who's still sticking around, as well as Kavi and Reckless. We've got a bot laner party over here, and also our 3 representatives for Worlds. Cool, you were in a suit, and Reckless came in, and he's like, whoa, what's going on here? Any compliments for Mickey in the suit?
Yeah, he's looking really handsome.
Indeed. Well, we're going to talk a lot about Worlds, obviously. I do want to wrap up the series. We just had the winner interview, Kabi for Splyce. It's been a long 3 days, I can imagine. What do you think in the end went wrong in this best of 5?
I mean, I'm not sure. I think Fnatic is definitely the better team, but what could be an issue is also that it's the 3rd day we play, and after the Origin series, we're really tired. But after yesterday, it wasn't that bad because there was like a 3-0, so we felt pretty ready for today, but maybe maybe it went through someone's mind that, okay, we already won in a way, so we didn't like give it all, but I'm not sure. Like, I think Fnatic is just way better right now.
Does that worry you going forward, or do you say, hey, we have time to prep, we're going to the play-in, so this particular result is not going to weigh too heavy on us?
No, I mean, sucks to lose always, but I wouldn't take it too heavy since we're going to go through play-ins, and I'm pretty sure there's no team as good as Fnatic there at least. Maybe Damwon Gaming. But no, I think we just we know everything about ourselves now, and we have like 2 or 3 weeks to improve, and we'll be ready for play-ins.
Okay, let's talk about Worlds then. You have locked in 2nd seed for Fnatic. That means you'll be going straight to the group stage. You've played play-ins in the past, right? So how do you think this is going to be going straight into the group stage with no other stage practice before?
I actually preferred playing play-ins, so we actually, I mean, it's not like we wanted to lose or anything, but I guess playing play-ins is not that bad, at least not as bad as people think, because the good teams are so-called Pool 1 seeds, and the I guess lesser teams are Pool 2, so it's easy to avoid, in this case, for example, Damwon, and just play against a team that is supposed to be worse than you. So I think play-ins is just a really good setting for a lot of teams to figure out what they want to do on stage and get away with maybe a couple of things. And then once you get to the group stage, you're really like aware of your strengths as a team and as a player, so that you can pull off a better performance.
Yeah, I think that's...
Because I think scrims and stage are very different, so...
absolutely. I think it's like a trade-off because on the one hand, you can go through the play-ins and then figure all these things out. But on the other hand, you're then a 3rd seed going into the group stage. So the chance that you get into a really tough group is, of course, quite high. Yep. But then again, sometimes as 2nd or 1st seed, you also end up...
Yeah, it's kind of RNG in the end, so...
Yeah, so what's going to happen then? Mickey, you said, well, I'd actually want to go through play-ins because of that. Because when you start cold, it's not that easy.
Yeah, I mean, everyone from my team was saying how OP going through play-ins is.
Oh,
because, well, last year, both G2 and C9 got pretty far, and they both went through play-ins. So we were like even joking in the final, it's fine, even if we lose, we might just go through play-ins, or even if we win the gauntlet final, we just give the other team the 2nd seed and we go through play-ins. But yeah, it's not bad.
No. So I want to talk about expectations going into Worlds, but for a second, I'm just going to crown the Kia player of the series. That was Nemesis with 48% of the votes. We've got a breakdown even. Nemesis 48%, Nemesis 39%, and Nemesis 13%. A bit of a joke, Reckless, but he had a good day. That must feel good for Nemi right before Worlds.
He did, yeah. I think he kind of saved us a little bit in game 1. I was having a really tough time. And in game 2, I mean, the game was a bit of a stalemate, and we were getting a little bit outscale, I would say. Like, Yumi's really strong later, but at some point, I guess, Asir's just too OP, probably, with 6 items and a front line. So I think his flash ult in mid lane was like a really needed play that you can't really plan for or, you know, kind of make in like 99 out of 100 games, but the fact that he made it in that one specifically was really important.
How do you think he's going to do at his first World?
Sorry, could you?
How is Nemesis going to do at his first World?
I think more than fine. I mean, people see him as a rookie, right? But he played in LVP before, I think it's called. So he has a lot of stage experience and team experience in general, so I'm not really worried. Like, I don't feel like, for example, he's a rookie. I feel like he's more of a veteran than some of the other players that are here and maybe even considered veterans, so I have no worries at all for him.
Okay, let's talk about Worlds then. Of course, starting in 2 weeks, 24 teams will fight for the Worlds 2019 title right here in Europe. I am super hyped for Worlds. We're going to take a look at all the teams that have qualified because it's a bunch. And I'm first going to go ahead and go across general expectations. Mickey X, going back to Worlds, what are your general expectations just about playing at the event that is Worlds and kind of meeting the best teams in the world?
I mean, the expectation is, of course, to, well, make it out of groups first. And then hopefully win it all. I think we have a good shot because I don't think any other team is like really, really insane that we can't beat. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing all the seed 1 teams from all the other regions, or even RNG, for example. I think their bot lane is really good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know, when a lot of people look at MSI and they say, oh, MSI was so long ago. In the meantime, G2 kind of fumbled around sometimes in the regular season. Fnatic pushed them really, really hard. What do you say to that about the peak that we're hopefully going to see from G2 at Worlds?
I mean, to be honest, with this split, we were like kind of chilling. But next week, we're going to start scrimming again. And we're actually going to like practice really hard and prepare really well for this Worlds. So yeah, I wouldn't be too worried. And I'm very hyped to, well, play at Worlds again after a few years.
Yeah, it was the last time you were there was with Kavi,
Yeah.
indeed.
there.
Kavi,
Good
3
times.
years in the making. How different is it for you to play at this Worlds than that experience when you were such a rookie 3 years ago?
I mean, I'm about to find out. But I mean, we need to go through plans first. It's not something you can just look totally over. But this time, I feel more ready, I would say. Back then, I didn't really feel ready to play at Worlds because it was like my first year, and when we got to play against the Chinese bot lanes, there was some unexpected things there that we got to learn, and we're like, okay, we have to play like this. But yeah, I'm just excited to try again because I think I improved so much since then that to see if I'm like able to stand up with like most other teams or even be better. So yeah, I'm just excited to play other regions.
Yeah, a lot of people always say when we look at Europe, Splyce is so different from G2 and Fnatic because G2 and Fnatic play at such an excruciating tempo and play so fast in the early game as well. However, we've seen that you guys can do that. What do you think will kind of be the strategy or the Splyce that we're going to see at Worlds?
I mean, I think we just have to play with confidence. That's the biggest thing. Like you saw yesterday against Schalke, when the thing is we're doing these things like in game 2 where we won in like 23 minutes. Like we're doing these things in scrims a lot, and stage games tend to be different. And we always have a plan B, which is just farm for some items. And usually we have good champions that does well with like a lot of farm. But yeah, I think that's not like the style we're looking to play. Like we want to go aggressive in the early game, and we worked for a long time on our mid game, which I think has gotten a lot better. So it's not like we're just gonna do nothing. Like we're gonna get out there and try our best.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the learning curve of Splyce throughout the year, you've only gotten better. There was this hiccup, of course, in playoffs, but now you're here and you're going to Worlds. Reckless, I see you eyeing this graphic and all of the teams. Who do you have your eye on to play against, or maybe for the whole thing?
I would like to play against FPX. I really respect teams that have their own ideas and don't just go with the flow, like what everyone else is doing. And I feel like FPX is one of those teams that just like play whatever they want, especially in the mid lane. So I would really like to see it for myself, because I'm sure I can learn a thing or two. Obviously, don't really want them in my group, but yeah, I think just scrimming in general against like other regions and stuff at Worlds would just be a really good learning experience. It's something that's, I think, incredibly underrated.
Yeah.
For teams and players that get to play at international tournaments. Like everyone always just looks at the results of the actual tournament, right? But behind the scenes, we're scrimming every day against these guys, and we get to learn so many things that we can usually like take with us for the next year and make you just like a straight up better player or a straight up better team. So even if like the tournament doesn't always go the best for, I mean, every team other than one,
Yeah.
there's just so much things you can learn from teams like FPX, for example.
You say other than one, but you made the final. I mean,
yeah,
I
but
know,
it was still a failure, right?
I mean, there you go. I know that you look at it